Hey everyone, Namaste. I hope you guys are doing fine. And if not, you'll be okay. Just hang in there. So, guys, today we're going to talk about a submission that I had gotten around sometime in June, and I wasn't able to record it. And after I tell you the story, you will know why it was so difficult for me to record it. This story is extremely inspiring, and it might leave some of you in tears. So, the story is of a person who has been a rape victim survivor. It's a story of someone who was diagnosed with thyroid and so has been with body shaming, and also someone who has been through depression because of a guy in her life. So, if you think any of these things might trigger you, and of course family issues and such things are also there, so if you think any of these things can trigger you, please do not watch. This is absolutely okay if you do not think that you need to watch this video, or you can watch this video. There is no compulsion, and it does not mean that you are weak or anything like that. If it can trigger you, then choose your mental health. Okay, so it's absolutely normal and it's absolutely okay. It's not normal, but it's okay. uh yes, and one more thing before we go ahead with this. uh if you guys want to say something to the people whose submission stories I do hear, I think we should all comment things on the video, like obviously positive things on the video, so they can read it. So like after I do the submission story, people tell me quite a good things about the people whose stories I have covered. So why don't you guys just write the comments in the stories? Oh sorry, why don't you write the comments in the comment section below the videos on YouTube itself, so the person can read it on their own. Okay then, let's begin. The story is of a girl who is now around 19 to 20 years old, and the story begins when she was 6 years old. She's always been an introvert, so she did not have a lot of friends, but she says that she had a very few friends who were very close to her. So the story begins when she was 6 years old and she was raped by her cousin brother who was around 10 years elder than her. He raped her for about a year, and he didn't do it once or twice, he did it again and again, and made sure that she doesn't tell anyone by telling her that she will be the one who will be blamed, and she will be the one who will have to lose everyone, and everyone is going to criticize her. So basically, he made sure that he puts the victim blaming concept in her head quite firmly, so she doesn't tell anyone. This continued for a year, and almost a year later, her another younger brother who lived in the same house caught them doing something, and then everyone got to know about it. So, what do you think happened after that? Her mom asked her what it was, and she couldn't say anything because she was crying so hard as she was scared that it's going to be pinned on to her, that 7-year-old kid. The rapist, I'm not going to call him her brother. I'm not going to call him her brother. I'm just going to address him as the rapist. The rapist was scolded and beaten for a day, and then everyone went back to being normal. This was a joint family. So after this incident, for around 5 to 6 years, they lived together in the same house in a joint family, and everyone pretended like nothing happened. Everyone even celebrated Raksha Bandhan with this with the victim, with the survivor, tying the Rakhi to her rapist. After the 5 to 6 years, when they moved out, she thought things might just get better, but they didn't. She describes that her trauma still stayed with her in a very significant and intense manner. She was so traumatized by it that when she didn't get her periods, she thought it was because of whatever had happened with her. She watched those things on TV and she just relate to them, even if They were not really relatable, because she thought that if this happened with me, and this happened with the same thing, like the other girl was raped as well and she got pregnant, so even I could get pregnant. So uh, her paranoia, she got, because of that she went to the doctor and she got herself tested, but God's grace, she wasn't pregnant. And then later they discovered that she had thyroid. And it was there are two kinds of thyroid that affect people. One where one gains a lot of weight, another where people lose a lot of weight. She was the one who gained a lot of weight. She hit a puberty and her periods came as normal and everything. Her menstrual cycle wasn't affected, but this thyroid really turned everything worse for her. She was, of course, body shamed as she had gained a lot of weight and she stopped doing the things that she found interest in. She used to like dancing a lot, but she stopped dancing as well. People commented on her body and her weight, but she tried taking all of those things positively. After growing up, like after reaching a good age, after she was a teenager, she realized that her family wasn't that perfect. She understood that her parents weren't an ideal couple because they had a lot of disputes, and she realized why her mom used to cry so much. She started accepting her life the way it was and thought that maybe, after she finishes her school, she would do something and make her parents proud. She felt like an average person, and she felt like there was nothing extra or nothing great about her. Although she did hope that she would do something about it one day. She passed out her 12th grade. She passed her 12th grade. However, she did not score so well in her 12th. But then, fortunately, she was able to get into a quite a well reputed college. When we have a change in a stage of our life, a significant change, we start to either think everything is going to change positively, or we just feel like it's just going to get worse. As optimistic as she was, she thought her life is going to change for better. But life had other plans. When she joined her college, she didn't really have many friends, or actually no friends at all, as she says. She had made few friends, but then all of them used to talk in their native language. So she used to feel out of place, and she used to feel excluded. She had to change her hostel in a week or so and had to go to another place, another hostel, start adjusting there, find people there. Things didn't really come that easy for her. In the first year itself, there was this guy that she met. She was in a girls' school throughout, so she didn't really, know how to interact with guys the way the girls in co-ed school, used to know. Most of the girls in co-ed school used to know, because we were brought up in an environment where we had that, stimulus of the other gender or the sex. In girls' school, it was quite different. So when she met this guy and started having feelings for him, she took it very seriously. It turns out the guy was with her for his own sake. He had no intentions of staying with her, or he had no such feelings for her. He just wanted to take an advantage of her. In the beginning, when she confessed to him, he told her to meet her the next day, and after they met, he tried to kiss her, but she said that it couldn't really happen that day. He got pissed at her, he left, and later, when she asked or confronted him about why he did what he did, it turns out that he was not really interested, or he didn't really have feelings for her. He gave her mixed signals. He used to emotionally manipulate her. At times, he used to tell her that he is her boyfriend, and other times he used to just abandon her, not talk to her, ghost her for days and weeks. This is emotional abuse. This is toxic. She tried moving on from him. He left school, or oh no, sorry, yes, college. He left the college. She tried moving on, but he comes back again. He comes back and he apologizes, and she thinks, okay, things are fair now. I think it's okay. Let's just forgive him, because obviously, when you have feelings for a person, you tend to think of them as the best thing on earth. That happened, and she forgives him. I'm going to have a part 2 on this because there is quite a lot of things and it's already 9 minutes up. So, see you in part 2. I hope you guys are doing okay. See you there.